Are you feeling anxious or scared whilst you're looking for a job? Well, in today's video, I'm going to share one thing that could really make a difference in helping you get this new job so much sooner and easier. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jo Randolph and I'm a holistic career coach, and on this channel, I share with you how to discover your gifts, fulfill your purpose, and create a joyful life. If you want to watch videos like this, come and join us and subscribe. I post new videos every single week, and make sure you click the bell button in order to get notified of new videos. Today, I really wanted to talk about fear and anxiety when you're looking for a new job. Particularly if you're looking for a job during the coronavirus pandemic, there can be a lot of fear and anxiety about what if I don't find the job I'm looking for? What if companies aren't hiring? What if I'm not good enough? Because there's so many people competing for a job right now. And particularly if you need to think about changing careers or you want to change careers, there can be so much fear and anxiety. So a question that I have for you is, what in particular are you feeling anxious or nervous about? What are the thoughts that you're having that are essentially triggering that anxiety? I invite you to imagine there's a cup or a mug, and let's say that for you, you want an incredible job that gives you so many amazing things. Great pay, you're doing something that you absolutely love, it's meaningful. If you have children, it's easy to provide for your children. You're making a meaningful difference in the world, you're appreciated, you're valued. And let's say you would love this cup to be filled with whatever the new job that you're hoping to get is going to bring you. However, right now, you might not have this new job yet. So right now, it might feel like you're running on empty and you feel like, I wish that I could get this new job because right now I feel as though I'm running on empty. However, one of the things that I learned is that when you have a lot of fear, let's say, for example, someone is driving and they're driving and in front of them, there's a lorry and that lorry suddenly stops, your anxiety kicks in. And this is a really great survival instinct because it helps you pump your foot on the brake as fast as possible and make sure that you can try and avoid going under that lorry. Fear is fantastic for really making sure that you block out everything that's happening and making sure that you focus purely on surviving. The challenge is that fear isn't necessarily helpful all the time. So when you're looking for a job and you're trying to get all these benefits and you want this abundance of joy, abundance of opportunities, abundance of income, abundance of everything, the thing is that fear, when you actually have fear ends up being the only thing that you focus on because it essentially blocks out everything else. Now, the impact of that is that fear ends up filling your cup. So instead of feeling like you're running on empty, what you then end up feeling like is that you can actually end up feeling like you're running on fear, where every day you feel anxious, nervous, worried about the future, worried about money. How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to find something that I love? Am I going to have to stay in this job for a really long time when I don't really want to have to? And these thoughts and these feelings and this anxiety can essentially fill up. Now, the challenge is that when it fills up the cup, you only have a little bit of space left for whatever it is that you want. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to fill this with water, if I had stuffed this with, I don't know, stuff like stones, rocks, whatever, the water, there's only so much amount of water that would be able to come in. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that let's say you're looking for a job and you're trying to figure out what to do differently. There's only so much that you can learn and absorb if you're still nervous and anxious. If you're trying to learn something in school and you're feeling nervous and anxious, it's really hard to absorb information that would actually really help you to pass your test. If you're really anxious whilst you're driving, it's really hard to absorb, all the information of what's, happening around you, which is why it's so much safer to drive when you're feeling confident. And so what I'm trying to say is that if you're going in for an interview, if you're writing a CV, if you're looking for a job and you're feeling anxious and nervous, it's so difficult for you to actually get the abundance of opportunities because your cup is essentially filled with fear. So what you kind of want to do, what can really make a difference to your job search, is to try and remove as much of the fears that you have. Because if you remove as much of the fears that you have, you can essentially start from emptiness. And although when people say, oh, I feel empty, can actually kind of mean a bad thing. What I invite you to consider is that actually being empty creates space. It creates space for something new to emerge. It creates space for a new job, a new situation. It creates space for opportunities. And that's really the difference of being able to thrive and I wouldn't even just say survive, but thrive and really turn your life around and really achieve the things that you want in a pandemic, as opposed to feeling like you're struggling in a pandemic. It's the difference between seeing emptiness as something where you are without and you lack, where you don't have enough, you aren't enough, you don't have enough opportunities. You're seeing that there is a huge space for opportunities and you're really focusing on that. Now, a classic example of this is, imagine that with this space of opportunities, you can start getting really great ideas on what it is that you really want to do. You can start much more easily learning and figuring out what is it that you need to do differently on your CV. How, who is it that you need to contact to try and get an interview? You can start having more creative ideas because you actually have the space to think about other things other than your fear. When you go into the interview, you can actually have the space to think about how to best answer interview questions. When you're negotiating, you can actually have the space and the courage to think, okay, let me actually try and negotiate this contract. And so what ends up happening is that you end up filling your cup with all the incredible things that it is that you're looking for. And that actually really started from a place of space. So I guess the question that I have for you is, what are the fears that you're really holding on to? One question I have for you is, what fear do you have at this moment around looking for a job? I'd love to know. And maybe I can actually create a video on some of those fears that you've addressed. Once you start having the belief that you can get an amazing job in this pandemic, and you start having beliefs that feel more true than the fears that you have, doesn't that feel so much better? Anyways, I'm sure there are more ways to do this, but I'm actually going to teach this in an online community that I'm building right now, but I'm going to tell you all about that later. But anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want more job search tips, I have so many more free videos, but I also have a course on how to get your dream job, where it's much more practical in terms of how to write your CV, how to stand out, how to get hired and sell yourself and increase your salary by up to 40%. If you want to learn the granular details of how to do that, you can simply check out my link in the description box, which has a link to my course, and you can join me on the course. Anyways, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and share it with a friend that is maybe also looking for a job at this time. Anyways, I'll speak to you soon. All right, bye.